certainly did. He made a remarkably good speech. Except he kept referring to us as limeys. Oh yes, he's all there, is Max. Where did you dig him up?
Oh, I met him at Peggy's once, and then I met him again just before he went back to New York.
Oh yes, so you told me. Oh, by the way, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go on.
I've closed the shutters in the bedroom, is all.
Oh, why?
People are starting to go out for their Sunday papers, and we'll soon have a collection of refined snoopers.
Oh, how awful. Is it in the papers already?
I don't think so, not for a day or two. What were you going to say?
Oh, I can't remember. It's gone for the moment.
Oh. Hello?
Mrs. Witness, please.
This is Mr. Wendis.
Oh, good evening, sir. I was here, excellent. May I speak with Mrs. Witness, Lord Hughes?
No, I'm sorry. My wife won't be seeing anybody, not for a day or two.
Oh, was she urgent, eh?
No, she's all right now.
I just want one or two photographs.
No, I'm sorry. That's not,
But surely you can...
I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Who was that?
Just a reporter. Wanted to take some photographs of you.
I suppose we should get a lot of that now.
Oh, don't forget all about it after the inquest is over. So will you.
When will it be?
The inquest? Well, tomorrow or Tuesday, I should imagine.
What will happen?
Well, the coroner will probably congratulate you on putting up such a good show.
For killing a man.
Now, don't start getting ideas like that. It was him or you. As the police surgeon said, it was lucky those scissors were on the desk.
Why were the police here so long last night?
Were they? I didn't notice. I'm afraid I dropped off rather quickly.
Oh, I know you did, but cars kept coming and going all night.
I only met the sergeant. A nice chap. Seemed to have everything under control.
At one point, I thought they were turning all the furniture around.
Oh, well... Oh, they haven't made much of a mess. Oh, look, they've even emptied the waste paper basket that was thoughtful of them.
And someone kept shining a light under the bedroom door.
Oh, taking photographs, I suspect.
About 2 o'clock, I'd had enough. I got up and I came in here.
You came in here? What for?
To ask them when they expected to finish. But when I saw them, I couldn't say anything. 2 men were on the floor with a tape measure. Another one was outside, opening and closing the window. They all stopped what they were doing and looked at me. I felt such a fool. And on the desk were a pair of shoes. His, I suppose. Oh, it was just awful.
Oh, darling, before I forget, the sergeant wanted to know why you didn't phone the police straight away.
You told me not to.
Well, I know, but...
You distinctly told me not to speak to anyone.
I know, but I told him a slightly different story.
Why?
I simply said that you didn't phone the police because you naturally assumed I would phone them from the hotel.
Why did you say that?
Well, because it was a perfectly reasonable explanation, and he accepted it. You see, if they got the slightest idea we had delayed reporting it, even for a few minutes, they might get nosy and start asking a lot of questions.
You want me to say the same thing?
I think so, yes. Just in case it comes up again. I suspect that's Max. Let him in while I get rid of these.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Mrs. Wendis.
Yes.
I'm a police officer. May I come in?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll just tell my husband that you're here.
Thank you. sir. I'm Chief Inspector Hubbard. I'm in charge of the criminal investigation of this division.
Well, I think I gave your sergeant all the necessary information.
Yes, I've seen his report, of course, but there are a few things I like to get firsthand. I gather my sergeant only saw you for a few moments, Mrs. Wendis. Mrs. Wendis?
Oh, yes.
My wife is suffering from considerable shock.
Yes, that was a very nasty experience you had. Mind if I take a look around?
Well, of course. Oh, the bedroom and bathroom are through here.
Well, he certainly didn't get in by the bathroom.
No, and the kitchen has bars on the windows. We assume he came in through these windows.
I understand you weren't here when this happened, sir?
No, I was at a dinner party at the Brendan Hotel.
Just down the road.
Yes, by a curious coincidence, I happened to be phoning my wife when she was attacked.
So I gather. Can you tell me exactly what time it was?
Oh, well, I'm not sure.
Did you notice Mrs. Wendis?
Oh, no, I didn't.
You phoned the police at 3 minutes to 11, sir.
Oh, well, let's see, then it must have been about 11:15. Oh, by the way, won't you sit down instead?
Thank you.
Have you any idea who he was?
Yes. At least we've discovered where he lived. There still seems to be some confusion as to his real name.
Oh,
He appeared to have several. Have you ever seen him before?
no, of course not. Oh, is this him?
Yes. You don't recognize him?
No, I never saw him.
Didn't you even catch a glimpse of his face?
Well, no. You see, he attacked me from behind and it was dark and I hardly saw him at all.
But before I showed you these photographs, you said you had never seen him before. How could you know that if you never saw his face last night?
Inspector, my wife simply meant that as far as she knew, she had never seen him before.
Was that what you meant?
Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
How about you, sir? Ever seen him before?
No. No. Only,
Yes.
well, it's rather like someone I was at college with. The mustache makes quite a difference.
What was his name?
Now you're asking. It's nearly 20 years since I left.
Was it Lesgate?
No.
Wilson?
No.
Swan?
No, wait a minute. Swan. Yes. Yes, that's it, Swan. I think I have an old photo taken at a reunion dinner. Yes. Oh. Yes, here he is. Here, on the right. It's unbelievable.
Did you know him well?
No, he was senior to me.
Have you met him since then?
No. Well, at least, I did see him recently, but not to speak to.
When was that?
Oh, let's see. About 6 months ago, I saw him at a railway station. Waterloo, I think.
Mrs. Wendis, would you show me exactly what happened last night?
Oh, Terry, do I have to?
I'm afraid so, darling.
Well, I was in bed and the phone rang and I came in here.
Did you switch this light on?
No,
Just show me exactly where you're standing.
I stood here and I picked up the phone.
Are you sure you had your back to the window like that?
Yes, quite sure.
But why?
Why not?
Why go around the desk? I should have picked it up from this side.
Surely my wife can remember.
Just a moment, sir.
I always answer the phone like this, with my left hand, in case I should want to write something down.
I see. All right. Go on.
I picked up the phone and He must have come from behind the curtain and attacked me. He got something around my throat.
Something? What do you mean by something?
I think it was a scarf.
I see. What happened then?
He attacked me and he pushed me down on the desk, and I distinctly remember feeling for the scissors.
Where were those scissors usually kept?
In the mending basket. I'd forgotten to put them away.
Now, what makes you think he came from behind those curtains?
Where else could he be?
The curtains were drawn, I suppose?
Yes.
Do you draw them yourself?
I drew them, Inspector, before I went out.
Did you lock the window at the same time?
Yes.
Are you quite sure of that?
Yes, very sure. I always lock up when I draw the curtains.
Then, how do you suppose he got into this room?
Well, we assume that he broke it.
There's no sign of a break-in. The lock's quite undamaged.
But he must have done. Unless... Margot, did you go out into the garden last night at all and forget to lock up afterwards?
After he attacked me, I wanted to get some air, so I pushed this window open and I stood on the terrace outside.
Did you call for help?
No.
You say you pushed the window open. Are you sure you didn't unlock it first?
Yes, quite sure.
Was it already open?
No.
Mrs. Wendis,
Yes.
perhaps...
And I didn't call the doctor because the man was dead.
I see. Did you take a pulse? Did you check, did it not occur to you to call for a doctor?
No,
Why ever not?
because he was dead.
How did you know that?
It was obvious.
Did you check his pulse?
No, of course not. Anyone could tell that he was dead. Just one look at those staring eyes.
So you did see his face after all?
I saw his eyes. I can't remember his face.
Inspector! It is quite obvious that my wife had never seen this man before. And if he didn't get in through these windows, how did he get in?
As a matter of fact, we're quite certain that he came in by that door.
But that door is locked.
Margot, did you go out after we left and forget to close the door afterwards?
No.
How many keys are there to this door?
Just two. Mine was in my handbag, and my husband had his with him.
That's right.
Has the caretaker got a key?
No.
Do you employ a charwoman?
Yes, but she hasn't got one either, and I'm always here when she comes.
Inspector, what makes you think he came in through that door?
His shoes.
His shoes.
The ground was soaking wet last night. If he'd come in by that door, he would have left marks all over the carpet. He didn't leave any because he wiped his shoes off on the front door mat.
How can you tell?
It's a fairly new mat, and some of the fibers came off on his shoes.
Oh, but surely
And
that...
there was a small tar stain on the mat, and some of the fibers show that as well. There's no question about it.
Hold on. I think I've got it. You remember when you lost your bag?
Yes.
Wasn't your key inside?
Yes, but it was there when it was returned.
Just a minute. I would like to hear about this. What sort of bag?
A handbag, Inspector. My wife lost it at Victoria Station.
Yes, but I recovered the handbag about 2 weeks later.
Was anything missing?
All the money had gone.
Anything else?
No.
No papers or letters?
No.
Are you quite sure of that?
Yes.
And your latch key was in your handbag when you lost it?
Yes, but it was still there when it was returned.
But whoever stole that money could have had the key copied.
I see. Well, where was this bag found eventually?
Victoria Station.
But not until several weeks later. By which time he could have had the key copied and returned the original to the handbag.
I see. He could have had your key copied, and he could have used it to open this door. But of course he didn't.
Why not?
Because if he had, the key would have still been on him when he died. But no key was found when we went through his pockets.
I see. Well, we seem to be back where we started.
Not quite. You say you saw this man at Waterloo Station.
Yes.
Are you sure it wasn't Victoria?
It may have been. Yes. Yes. When was it you lost that bag? Wasn't it that weekend we went to see Peggy? Yes, it was Victoria Station. I remember. It was in the restaurant. You were with me, of course. Don't you remember? I said something to you about, there's somebody I was at college with.
I can't remember.
Was that where you left your handbag?
Yes, it was. Well, this is extraordinary.
It looks as if he may have had something to do with that handbag after all. The next thing is to get all of this down on paper.
Oh.
I'd like each of you to make official statements before the inquest. My office is only a few minutes from here. Perhaps you could come now.
Oh, excuse me.
Hello, Tony. Margot?
Max, this is Inspector Halliday. This is Inspector Hubbard. This is Mr. Halliday. He was with me last night.
How do you do?
Mr. Halliday, as you were with Mr. Windus last night, you may be able to help us here. Can you tell me exactly what time it was when he went to the phone?
Yes, it was about 20 to 11.
And how did you come to notice that?
Well, when Mr. Windus got up from the table, I thought for a moment we were leaving the party, so I looked at my watch. Thank you, sir.
You see, it was when Mrs. Windus came in here to answer his call that she was attacked.
You mean you were phoning Margot?
Yes.
But I don't get this. I asked you if we were leaving, and you said you were going out to phone your boss?
Tony, I remember what I was going to ask you. Why did you phone me last night?
Now, just a minute, before I lose the thread of this. At about 20 minutes to 11, you left your party to phone your boss.
Yes, I used the payphone in the lobby.
Now, how long were you on the phone with your boss before you called your wife?
Well, as a matter of fact, I never did speak to him. You see, I couldn't remember the number, so I phoned my wife to give it to me out of the address book on the desk.
You mean you hauled me out of bed just to give you his number?
I had to, darling. I'm sorry. You see, he was flying to Brussels this morning, and I needed to remind him of something rather important.
Was there not a telephone directory in the hotel?
He was at home. His home number isn't listed.
So, you never called him after all?
No.
Mr. Halliday, Mr. and Mrs. Windus are coming to my office now to make their statements. Will you give me your address, sir? I may want to get in touch with you.
Certainly.
I'll just get my coat.